Hey guys, the bot builder back for another video, and as some of you may notice, on my first video in this new house, which was basically after my break, I showed off all the robots that are in the middleweight championships. I've got them all over here, so you know what time that is. I am going to be doing the draw for the middleweight championships. Obviously, if you're wondering for a release date, it should be going up really early on in October, and I'm hoping to film it all during this week. So obviously I got all the robots' names in here, all 16 of them, and they'll be split into two heats. Yeah, without further ado, let's just get right into our first heat. This will be single elimination using the same heat format as Robot Wars Series 3 and 5 for the heats, but two robots will go through to the finals instead of one. So here we go. So the first robot going in is... And our first fight is going to be... Tango No Added Sugar. So Tango No Added Sugar will be the first robot that will be fighting in Heat A. So now we're going to find out who they're going to be fighting. Which is going to be... Ice Pick. So Ice Pick will be taking on Tango No Added Sugar. Should be an interesting fight here. A Crusher versus an Axe. So yeah, that's the first fight in Heat A. The next fight is going to be... Skull Crusher. So Skull Crusher will be the next robot. They will be in the second fight in Heat A. So Skull Crusher. And they will be fighting it out against... Little Nipper. So Little Nipper will be taking on Skull Crusher. Should be an interesting one now. Skull Crusher are quite fast, but Big Nipper, they do have the lifting weaponry. So yeah, that should be a fun little fight to do. Okay, for the next fight in Heat A, it's going to be... Foxy. Foxy are going to be in Heat A. Fun fact, Foxy is who Razor1905 wants to win. If you want, you can leave your predictions on who you think's going to win in the comments section below, if you want. And Foxy will be taking on... Blackbird. That should be a pretty good fight. You know, Blackbird, probably my favourite of the middleweights. It looks really cool in my opinion. Not sure how well it will do combat-wise, but that should be a fun fight. Foxy versus Blackbird. Should be interesting to see who comes out on top there. And the final fight in Heat A is going to be... Toxic Junior. Toxic Junior, probably one of the favourites in the middleweight championships. Very powerful flipper on there. There is another very powerful flipper in the middleweight championships that could rival it though. I mean, wonder if they'll actually take on that said powerful flipper. We'll just have to wait and see. But Toxic Junior will be fighting... Oh my god. Oh my god, they are. They're taking on Photon. Wow, wasn't expecting that. This is a really packed heat. And it's going to be Toxic Junior versus Proton to close off the heat. That should be a brilliant fight. Two of my most powerful middleweight flippers. That should be interesting, because I had both of these as potential favourites. But one of them's going to go out in the first round. All I'm going to say is Hexblock Heroes, good luck. And good luck to Toxic Junior, because that'll be a tough fight. So there's Heat A. just to rejog you guys' memories, the robots in Heat 8 are Tango versus Ice Pick, Skull Crusher versus Little Nipper, Foxy versus Blackbird, and Toxic Junior versus Photon. And obviously, as I said, 2 robots will go through each heat. So now let's get the lineup for Heat B. I'll probably do like a mini prediction after, before I think we'll go through each heat. So in Heat B, we'll begin with Cannon Fodder. Now, Cannon Fodder, a bit of a joke entrant, really. It's kind of more of an art bot, really, than anything, but it looks cool, I guess. Looks like a cannon. But the name really does speak for itself. Sucker Punch. Yep, Sucker Puncher here. 4-bar lifter. Right there. They'll be taking on Cannon Fodder in the first fight in Heat B. Then we have Mach 5. Obviously, it's based on the car from Speed Racer. My fastest of the middleweights. This is a really fast machine, and it's got 3 deadly spikes at the front. So you never know. It can't self-right, but you never know. Could pull up. I can't speak today. Could pull a surprise. And Speed Racer will be taking on Quarter Flounder. Quarter Flounder, obviously in my little series story, are built by the same guys who made Hammerhead. This is their middleweight. Nice little butty jaw at the front. So 2 Hot Wheels cars in that fight. That should be a bit of an interesting fight, that. Okay, and then our next fight in Heat B is going to be Space Invader. Now, Space Invader is a spinner killer. It's designed specifically to kill spinners with its big ramming front. And they'll be taking on... There is a big spinner that's going to be in this heat, so I wonder if they'll take them on. No, they won't. They'll be taking on Mini Moth. So there's Mini Moth right there. Nice lifting shovel. Probably the favourites for this heat. I mean, Heat B isn't really too packed, I'd say. And obviously, there's no point doing a draw here, but the final fight in Heat B is going to be Yang, the deadly ring spinner, and Salt and Pepper, the cluster bots. Who I've wrote S and P on them, just so I can differentiate the 2. So yeah, and that's the draw for the middleweight championships. Heat A. Let's just run down these through them again. Heat A will have Tango No Added Sugar versus Ice Pick, Skull Crusher versus Little Nipper, Foxy versus Blackbird, and Toxic Junior versus Photon. That should be a really good fight. Heat A is probably like the more packed heat. This one isn't so packed. Cannon Fodder versus Sucker Punch, Speed Racer versus Quarter Flounder, Space Invader versus Mini Moth, and Yang versus Salt and Pepper. So, I guess I got time. I'm going to make some mini predictions on who I think will go through each heat. I think the 2 robots that will go through Heat A, saying this right now, I think will be Photon and... Oh, that's a bit tough, actually. I actually think maybe... maybe Little Nipper. Maybe Little Nipper. Not really too sure on that one, though. But I think Little Nipper could get through that heat. And who do I think will get through Heat B? I'm going to go for Mini Moth. Mini Moth easily the best robot in that heat. And Speed Racer, I actually think could win that heat. It's not too much for packed one. And as for who I think is going to win the middleweight championships, my money's on Photon. But you never know, there could be a surprise. But my money is on Photon. So anyway, let's put them back in there just so you can see who's fighting who. So yeah, there's the lineup for the middleweight championships. Please feel free to leave who you think's gonna win down below. Unless if you're Hexbug Heroes, because let's be real, we all know who Hexbug Heroes is rooting for. Yeah. Nah, I'm kidding. You can comment if you want. But yeah, please leave down your predictions down below if you want. And yeah, I'll see you again next time for another video, which might be another random bot build, and it might be another Bugglebots robot. Ooh, bit of a suspense there. But until then, I'll be seeing you again next time. Bye bye.